Hello friends, welcome to Squaird Plans, where creative planning and organization comes to life. I'm Stephanie, and today we're going to be creating a planner spread in a horizontal layout. I'll be using some stickers and washi to design the last week of May in my classic happy planner, so come plan with me. And I've got these washi tapes here all ready to go, as well as these markers I will use from Primrosea, this calligraphy ink and paintbrush for some splatter techniques, and these Happy Planner sticker books, which I'll pull from. Okay, you guys, got a fresh sheet here of wax paper to get started on this week's design. And for this week, I decided to try to use up some of these gold foiled florals that I've had in my stash for a long while. Gold's a little bit tricky to work with just because the foil is sometimes hard to see, so I really like the idea of gold foil, but when I actually put it on my sheets, sometimes it's hard to kind of see at the wrong angle, so I don't use them as much as I would like to, and I let them sit in my sticker books for maybe a little too long, so I thought this would be a good week to break those out and try to get those used up. So what I did is I pulled out some older Happy Planner sticker books and looked through my stash and found this collection here of teal. I would say maybe it's deeper than coral. I'm not exactly sure the right color, kind of like that more warm pink red. And there's like a soft beige tone as well in these florals that I saw, and I thought that that would be a nice set to use this week. Kind of the end of spring, beginning of summer feel, some bright tones, some more muted tones too, more soft tones kind of mixed together. So I thought that'd be a nice combination here. What I did is I pulled out some of the paper gold foiled florals from the layered floral sticker book as a base in each of the corners, and then I'm layering those with these clear stickers from the, I believe, Fun Floral sticker book. I'm going to try to pretty much just layer each corner with a little set of florals, trying to use up basically everything on this page so there's no extras left over when I'm done with the spread. So I do like to use all of the style when I can, when there's just like a sheet or two of a specific style of sticker. So that's what we're going to do here, just use all these florals up. So I'm just trying to mix up the colors and the patterns here based off of what I have available to me. Some of these are individual florals that I'll just stick in. Some I've done a little bit of clipping on so that I can easily move the elements around and put it where it best fits compositionally. And then some I'll have hanging off the edges too so that I can reuse those extra clippings later once we get these florals on the spread. I actually really like this set of florals, but again, it's just the gold sometimes that steers me away from actually using them. It just takes a specific design to really work in the gold, so I have to be in the mood for it. This week I think was a good week to try things out. So in this layered floral sticker book, it's almost like a color story sticker book for different styles of florals. So in here, there's some boxes, there is some decor stickers, there's some headers, there's some quotes as well. So I'll see what I can bring in from this sticker book for the more functional items as well as a little bit of decor. And originally I was thinking that these gold trimmed flags would be nice to bring in. So we'll try those out. I've also pulled in a dark green toned flag as well. And then I was surfing through the book and saw these colored boxes that I thought I could also tie in, maybe even replace some of those smaller flags with, and bring in a little bit more color, which I think would be nice in the interior areas of this spread. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to maybe rearrange it a little bit so everything sits nicely, but is also a functional item. And I'll just go through and see what else I want to pull in here to enhance the design and the color a bit. I did think I was going to use a bit more of those gold flags, but in the end, they're just a really kind of awkward size. It would be great layered with the other boxes, but on their own, I feel like they're just a little too small to meet my needs as focus boxes. So we'll leave them there for now, maybe bring them in if I can make them work with the boxes there on the spread. And now I'm going to try out some of the washi that I pulled, see how I might pull that into the spread. Again, I'm always thinking about function when I design my spreads. I don't want to take up any room that I would need to actually plan in. So I'm thinking about that all the time when I'm designing each and every spread. I'm going to use that washi tape, I think maybe at the bottom here, and it's already been trimmed in half, so I had saved that from a previous spread, and we will use that as a kind of a low profile washi down at the bottom in the green. And then to mimic that sizing, I'm going to go ahead and cut down this other orange pink toned splatter washi that I got from Daiso and cut it into a little smaller than thirds to pull in, like I said, for a similar sizing as the green washi. There is a predominance of the green in the leaves, but not so much in the florals, so I like having a little bit more of the green in that washi tone. And the orange pink, I think, calls nicely to the florals themselves, reiterates that color in and around the spread. And then I have one more washi that I think might be a nice tie-in here with the gold stripes. Again, just adding a little bit more of that gold, which is pretty prevalent in all of the floral stickers. So let's go ahead and layer some on the top as well. Just see how that looks. Again, I'm using those pre-cut strips already from an older spread in the green, and those are fitting pretty nicely at the top. I really felt like I needed some gold boxes. Originally, I was thinking I was going to use gold boxes, so I went back into my stash and pulled out my Happy Planner OG original Colorful Boxes sticker book to grab out some gold, just standard colorful boxes, and see if I could tie those in. The ones I was really looking for were the ones about the same size as the ones there in the colored versions, but I think I've used all of those up already, so I really only have the smaller half, I would say maybe half boxes, and then the really, really small, more like header boxes, or the larger full-size boxes. So we'll see how I pull those in. Maybe do some layering with the doubling up of the smaller boxes, the half boxes, to get a good sizing. Just flipping through, seeing what else might be in here, in case there's some hidden pages. This book has been torn through, so it's a lot of just random stuff all over in this book. I do like that I have a lot of these kind of soft red toned boxes that I think really match well with that tone that's in the two florals there in the corners. So maybe I'll pull in more of that because I do like that kind of bold color. It isn't really that prevalent throughout all of the areas. And now I'm back in the layered florals, and we'll see about maybe bringing in some of those gold headers for, again, more of that gold as a major element here. And decided to go ahead and put back those banners I originally pulled. Again, the sizing just wasn't working for me, I like them, but it just was a little too small to really be functional on its own, and I couldn't really find a good place to layer that in. So again, just flipping through that book, looking for any other things I might want to bring in for a little added decor. These gold headers are pretty easy to pull in, so let's maybe use another one of those. And I think we're at a good place. More colorful than I had originally planned, but I do like how it looks. So let's go ahead and pull these things in and just start laying things onto the spread. I'm going to start off with some of these standalone items first and then work into the corners, because the corners have some layering that I want to try out. So it's a little bit easier to have those standalone items in on their own. So let's go ahead and put in this first corner. Conveniently, that paper sticker is nice for the background. It covers up the darker line, but I do want to have that line covered in white behind the clear sticker so it doesn't show through the back of the clear stickers. So I just use a gel pen, a white gel pen. I prefer the Sakura Jelly Roll. And I go ahead and white out those darker black lines again so they don't show through. And then we'll lay in the washi tape here now that I've got that corner in and trimmed. And here we'll just line it up the best we can. Again, there's a little bit of overlap on the two shorter pieces of the green, so I'll just clean that up right now as I separate the pages. And before I lay in this next corner, let's go ahead and do some whiting out of the lines there and in the top too in preparation. And as that dries, we'll go back over to the left side, bring in some of these standalone boxes, and do that layering I wanted to do with the leaf on top. And that looks good. Let's go ahead and try maybe rolling off this side. We'll see if this works. It's a little bit harder to align everything when you do the roll off. It's good when you only have to align it to one side, but two sides can get tricky. So I'll go ahead and roll this off. We'll also go ahead and save that trimming and reuse it later down the road. Go back behind these stickers and white out that black line behind there and relayer this colored box here in the corner with those leaves on top. Again, kind of integrating it more into the cluster. And then we'll drop in these standalone items. Again, white out some of those areas. I think that I'll be layering with clear sticker. Let's go ahead and place this corner. Again, just kind of doing it by hand to get the best alignment. And layer this with the leaves. Looks good. We'll trim off some of this excess, again, for reuse later down the road. And I think this is a good place to pull in some of the trimmings from the previous corners. So I'll go ahead and drop this in on the side and white out a little bit behind it. And let's get this washi in as well here at the top, just so we know how much extra space we're working with on the edges of these top corner clusters. Lining this one up. I went ahead and did it in 2 pieces because, again, the green was pre-cut and pre-trimmed, so I was working off of that for sizing. And there's a really good balance on this spread as far as utilizing the 4 corners and then the top and the bottom there with the washi. I was even really careful to still allow the text here on the left side to show through, even though I was covering a majority of the areas with those floral clusters. So what I decided to do was use a clear sticker where the text actually was, that had some gold trimming, so it was like a clear gold branchy sticker, so you could still read the text from behind, but it blended well with the rest of the cluster, so it looks like it was part of the design. And that all turned out really great. I had 2 branches to work with, and that worked perfect for this top section. And then at the bottom for the day and date, allowing me to see through that as well. So I've dropped in this top corner, made the adjustments to the alignment so I could see, like I said, that text, and have done the same on the bottom as well. So now I'm going to try to use up some of those trimmings here in this top corner as well. Again, I just want to blow out all the stickers because it's always weird to try to incorporate just a couple of stickers in one style with a full spread. So I just prefer to use them all at once if I can. In here, I'll drop in some of the smaller areas or smaller items where there's a little bit of a gap on the edges. I don't want to overwhelm the spread, so I am trying not to do it just because I need to use them. But I am finding spots where I can, if possible. And I think we've pretty much used almost everything. There are maybe 1 or 2 trimmings that end up not being used as far as these leaf stickers. But overall, I feel like I did a good job of using all that was in excess. I'm just going to go ahead and retrim the washi so that it fits around the floral clusters here at the top. And those 2 leaves there on my left hand were the only ones I could not find a good place for. So we'll just put those to the side and move on to the next step, which will be to actually add the checklists. And I'm preparing the background for some gold splatter we'll do here at the end. But first I'm going to drop in my checklists using these Primrosia dual tipped brush markers. The colors I chose, I tried to match them up well with the colors of the florals, and then I'm just doing some bullets in alternating colors in the 3 that I chose for the spread. And here I have some calligraphy ink that I picked up in Michael's a while back. It's in gold, so I thought it'd be a nice way to add some texture to the spread without overwhelming it. Just doing a light kind of overlay on top of the corners mainly. I had one big splotch there that I felt like was a little bit too much, so I went ahead and tried to clean that up before it got too dry, and am going to cover it up there with a dry line to clean it up, and then I'll go back and do the fine tuning there with that gel pen just so it looks seamless. And basically, once I'm done with that, you guys, we will be done, friends. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Also, too, go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Bye.